What's up, my Fortnite friends? Johnny5 Alive here, and I'm joined with Lauren.
Heyo.
And we're here to review the Fortnite Winter Update that just launched yesterday. Lauren's got to play around with it for a day here, so I got her here to talk about some of the coins and different progression systems that have implemented into the game. And if there's any time to be a Fortnite fan or buy the game if you haven't yet, now is the time. They've done so many events so far, and that last one, the Halloween event, I said was the best one so far, and this one even tops that. So, as you guys could see here, we got a quest line again, so just generic quests that you play in the generic game, and you progress through these, and by doing so, you're going to earn lots of good rewards, such as these winter tickets along the way. I think they're called snowflake tickets or something.
Yep.
And yeah, it has 4 pages here. You'll get some epic heroes along the way, lots of tickets, different weapons, and by the end you'll get a ice weapon. They added in 3 new unique ice weapons to the game, but there's a whole weapon set that's nature based, which we'll show you guys in a bit here, and the nature is the counter to frost in this game, so it makes sense. There's going to be lots of frost enemies, so they want to give you energy nature weapons to kind of counter them. So there's a look at the quest log there. There's some pretty darn cool improvements, so where should I jump to next? The loot store. You want to talk about this a little bit, Lauren?
Yeah, so they finally introduced an actual store where you can earn money and buy specific things. Like, it's such a novel concept, right? So yeah, because before, you know, we only had pinatas, which were all RNG, but now you can earn this gold. In the game, it's called seasonal gold. I don't know if that means it's legitimately just for this like seasonal event or if it's
Well,
gonna stick around
they always
forever.
run from one event into another, so
Yeah, they pretty much always have
I
an
think what
event.
that means
So
is you're gonna keep your gold, but the rewards are gonna change.
they might, yeah. So you get the gold just from running pretty much any mission. I think all the missions so far that I've done have given it, and it does vary, but it's about the same as what you get on tickets. So it's roughly on average 100 per mission.
So
You know,
100 per
plus or
mission,
minus.
and you can see here you could buy a legendary hero, so that's like 32 missions.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a bit, but look, you got 39 days to buy these items out of here, so you could pretty much farm as much as you want and buy. There's no cap on these coins, is there? So it's as much.
No,
So you can pretty much try and buy all this stuff in this season event, and if you have any coins left over, you'll use them for the next event. And then there's the weekly stuff. I guess is going to change in 2 days here. So you have we have 2 days left to try and buy some fluxes, which we'll talk about in a sec, and then an armory ticket or storage slots. And then you could get some heroes out of here. And what's cool at the bottom here, there are some bronze coins. So these bronze coins, we can get a nice weapon schematic, legendary, a legendary floor launcher, and that's earned from your daily quests. Now daily quests give 100 coins per daily plus the V-Bucks, and the V-Bucks you use to buy the llamas. So you can earn your llamas in game, and you can also earn these new random items. But these are going to reset and change, so there'll be 2 different dailies to pick in 2 days here, or weeklies, I should say. And you can also buy some drops of rain, which are nice. So whatever you're low on or whatever you need, you can get from here, which is pretty cool. Now there's these flux things. Is there a page for this where I can look at the evolutions, Lauren?
Yep, you can go to your hero, all your heroes, and you can, you know, view details on one of them for the upgrade inspect. And then there is a upgrade rarity button, the U there, and it'll show you what you need.
So there we go. We could turn Pathfinder Jess into a legendary Pathfinder Jess for 100 fluxes. Now let's get an idea of how much that is here, because that's 100. Let's go back to the store. So it's, wait, I need only for 70. It's only 75 coins for one of these.
For 5 of them, yeah.
Oh, for 5 of them. So what's the math
Yeah.
on that?
So you need to buy 20 of those.
So like 1,500.
Yep, 1,500.
So 1,500 coins. That's about 15 missions.
Yep.
That's
To
not
get
bad at
yourself a
all.
legendary. Yeah.
I could do that in like a day if I played really hard.
Yeah.
I'd have to play real hard, but that's still possible. So this is really cool. This is actually something we provided as feedback early on. And this just means that like you don't have to rely on RNG anymore to upgrade your heroes. And you can upgrade blues to purples, then purples to legendaries. And this is also going to help you fill out your collection book. And speaking of which, they have upgraded the collection book to level 350, which is insane. At level 100, just a little fun fact, they're giving you a new grenadier soldier. We can't really look at him, and they didn't show him in the patch notes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this reduces all the RNG in the game, and you can actually kind of focus on what heroes you want to upgrade, so long as you unlock the blues. For me, I've been getting rid of all my blues, but I've held on to a lot of my purples. So, and I, as you can see, I have a lot of the legendaries, so I'm pretty set. But there are some heroes that I still hope to get. So this is a really cool system, and I think it's going to just make the game so much more better in progression. They've also added your backpack, so you can actually check your backpack in here now, which is quite amazing. And what's the storage button? Oh, that's your...
yeah, that's your Storm Shield storage.
I haven't looked at this in ages. I don't even know what's in there. That's really cool. So... there you go. You can access your backpack, your storage. This was a big request too. So that they're going to be adding in the crafting, so you could craft stuff from your backpack in the next update. And yeah, lots of really cool stuff here. So, is there anything else I'm missing before we move on to the heroes?
I think that's the majority of all the new stuff.
Yeah, so earning coins is a new method of farming, getting the fluxes with your coins to upgrade your heroes, tons of just grinding it out to get really cool stuff. I like the fact that we can get some weapons, and yeah, let's look at the new event items. So starting off with the heroes, I'm gonna open up the patch notes so you can actually see what these guys look like dressed up. So let's tab over. All right, so here they are. Jonesy's my favorite. He's a freaking Arctic trooper with snowboard, or are those skis? Because it looks like they're skis, right?
Yeah, I think they're skis, but he looks so cool.
He does, and the Outlander's kind of like the same thing. And then we got Santas, male and female. Very fun. So now you have a look at them. Let's talk about them for a sec. So Snowstalker Jonesy, he's really cool. He's very similar to the mythic Grenadier soldier, with a little twists. So he focuses on explosive rounds. Every 10 enemies he kills, he gets to essentially cause an explosion. That's cool. Pull the pin reduces the cost of frag grenades. He's very focused on the grenades. He's got a really good war cry. Grenade regeneration, that's I think a new one. No character has that. Every 30 kills he generates a frag grenade. And then Mighty Roar increases the war cry, so he's a good support hero. And then headshotting enemies increases his fire rate, which is something that you get from Urban Assault, which made Urban Assault one of the best soldiers in the game. However, Urban Assault still has this twice, so it still goes up to 50% fire rate from headshots, whereas he's only 25. But he's also got these explosive rounds going off, and he's got these insane grenades. So he's a mixture between Urban Assault and the Mythic Grenadier. So really cool. And then his shockwave also slows the speed of enemies and their attack speeds. And his grenade is the cluster bomb. And as I mentioned, the mythic is the only one that has this ability so far in the game. Now the interesting thing about this is the mythic focuses on the cluster bombs and has lots of grenades, and that's her specialty. But he can actually throw more grenades out more frequently. Because he gets more, the reduced cost, he regenerates them quicker from those kills, and then there's the odd crazy explosion going off from killing things, and he also shoots faster. So there's an argument to be said that he could possibly be better than the mythic. However, the stat buff on the mythic is obviously going to be a little bit higher, just overall, because it's like 20% per upgrade. So she's 20% better in terms of overall stats. But his abilities and his kit is really freaking good, and he looks like a badass when he's upgraded. So that's the Jonesy. Let's take a look at Blitzen Base Kyle. He's basically a melee character with some healing. So he he gets 50% or 45% more damage after using Bull Rush, and he has reduced Bull Rush, so there's only 16 seconds in between that you're not doing 45% more damage. His kinetic overload's really good. Every fourth hit with hardware restores health, so he can kind of, and it's going to scale, so he's going to heal himself, more survivability, good for getting in close. And then his one unique ability here is the base medic thing. If you're in the base area, everyone around you's in that area is going to get healed. So he's pretty hardy. If you're on a really hard mission, I think he's kind of cool. He's kind of like a little medic. Everyone's stacked up on the base. He can move faster. He's doing good melee damage, and he's surviving. So you just kind of, everyone stacks up on the base, and he kind of keeps everyone, including himself, alive, and just goes crazy with a wrench. So very fun. And then Sarah Claus. So this one's kind of like the Poisoner ninja. It's all about corrosive throwing stars, corrosive sword, corrosive swings, and then the one thing that makes her unique is the smoke cloud. It's where is it? Medicine fumes. Her smoke cloud heals her allies, so it's a little bit more sustainable, a little bit more survivability than the corrosive poisoner ninja. It's not the best kit, but it's an improvement to the Poisoner one, I would say. It's better than the Poisoner, but not as good as some of the other ninja kits. But still fun, and the outfit's really cute. So, there you go. And then we got Fragment Flurry Jess. Now, this is actually really interesting, but it also kind of poops on the... I talked about this in other videos where the Fragment Outlanders are really bad because you're relying on finding fragments around the map, and they don't really do that much damage, to be honest. So there was some buffs towards the fragment, the damage and how many charges you can have in this update, so there's an improvement to that. But this character definitely trumps the old Fragment Outlanders because they got rid of the teleport ability on this Outlander, the only character that doesn't have phase shift, and instead you have the anti-material charge, the shock tower, and the Teddy. So they replaced the blink with another fragment charge. She can now stack up to 3, but what's really cool about this one is every 60 kills grants 1 charge fragment. So that's crazy. Like, you're literally always going to have fragments as long as you and your team are killing things. So just, you know, try and tag as many enemies as possible. You're going to get a charge, throw that down, and, you know, you're going to keep throwing out these charges. That makes this character actually really good in terms of combat and using the Teddy and the shock tower. Now, what's cool is the fragments, you know, you can use, if you have a fragment, you can use it on the shock tower or the Teddy. They're different abilities, so they separated them. So you can kind of choose whatever you want. And this character's Teddy, or is it Bear With Me? No.
Bear Stare.
Bear Stare. Fires eye beams. So I'm assuming he's got the 2 Gatling guns and eye beams firing out of him. Just tripod. That is really cool. So, and then there's Berserker. Increases the damage dealt by Teddy, and static cling enemies hit by shock tower take an additional 50% of shock tower damage. So her abilities are amped up beyond all belief, and then she has the ability to recharge fragments. Definitely way better than the old fragment character, and I kind of feel like that old character needs a buff, or it needs the fragment generation, because it just makes the other one feel sad. But very cool combat Outlander, very unique. I don't know if it's going to be better than the Gunslinger or the Ranger, but it does seem like an interesting playstyle. So out of all the heroes that came with the update, I'm definitely interested in Jonesy, and I'm definitely interested in Fragment Flurry Jess. These ones are pretty good. I'd still take them, but I think the base Kyle's going to only really be effective on the really difficult missions, and that's how constructors have been played so far. You know, it's like we don't need a constructor unless it's super, super hard. So These two characters, definitely try and shoot for those if you have a chance. And Sarah Claus is not, you can't obtain her through the quests. You have to buy her through that store that we showed you guys earlier. So, yeah, very fun.
Upgrade.
Or you can upgrade. Yeah, that's true. And then there's a bunch of weapons. So as I mentioned, there are 3 frost weapons that you get through playing the event and going through the quest line. And those are fun frosty weapons that freeze enemies. But for the most part, all the ones that you're going to get through the llamas and all that stuff, they are nature weapons. And I've had a plague of getting nothing but nature weapons the entire game. So I'm not very happy about this. And these are energy weapons, so they use energy cells, which do consume bacon, which is kind of a hard material to get. So I'm not a super fan of these, but they are cool. And every event they kind of do something unique with these weapons. So the unique thing here is they are laser weapons and they are nature weapons as well. So I don't think you have to like worry about the stat rolls. They're going to always roll nature by default, or it's going to be a permanent stat plus everything else. So pretty interesting. You got some tube pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, snipers, and then they added in some axes and swords, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. So really cool weapons and heroes from this one. I'm not too particular about the weapons just because I have a lot of nature ones and I'm not a fan of energy, but they do look pretty badass. Everyone needs at least one good energy weapon, so whatever you end up getting from there, pick and use your favorite. Is there anything else we want to cover? We got quests, so the whole quest event. There's a ton of stuff in here, and as you can see, you get tickets, a lot of tickets, and some banners along the way.
I guess the one thing we didn't mention is the survival mode is back, so that's kind of like the other big thing about this.
Yes. We did this before, and I have a video, if you search on my channel, we did the survival 14-day, and on like the second hardest difficulty. It took us like, what, 5 hours or something?
It was like 3.5 or close to 4.
It felt like forever. I was like 4 1-hour videos, I thought.
Something like that.
So we did the whole binge session, and we uploaded it in 4 different versions, and it was exhausting. So they've cut the time in half, and you can vote to skip day. So it's going to be a lot faster. I'd say an hour and a half, maybe.
If that. I think, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of quest events, and then they've improved the daily quests. And then the survival mode, which you can find on the main map. So we'll do another video for the Survive the Storm in a separate video, and we'll check that out and see how fun it is, see what kind of rewards we get, because last time we did it, it was pretty rewarding. We were getting like 400 event tickets or something like that.
And they even said they increased the rewards, because of feedback. And it's on a winter map too.
It's a brand new biome. So if you guys want to see the brand new biome, the game mode. Oh, and I completely forgot. Mini bosses have been added in.
Oh, yeah.
So there's gigantic raid bosses that have insane tank healths, and and you got to take them out. Super freaking fun. And they're going to be spawning on the Survive the Storm. So we'll get a taste of the new frost enemies and the braid bosses, the new biome, in a separate video that you guys can see next on the channel. There'll probably be a link that pops up after we're done this video. So lots of good improvements to the game. I love seeing the quality of life changes with the backpack and the storage. My personal favorite thing is the upgrading of the heroes. That is just so cool. And then obviously this loot store is phenomenal, because it's just another way for you guys to earn goodies in the game that's not just RNG through llamas. You can actually pick what you want and aim for a goal, and when you see something in this event store that you really want, you either have the whole season or the entire week to try and get that item. So it gets you back in the game, playing, doing the missions, and you have, an objective, because, sure, there's quests in the game, but eventually that's going to slow down a bit. So now you can kind of set your own objectives and go, I'm aiming to get said item. And that just makes the game a whole lot of fun. So as I said, this is the time to get into Fortnite and come play it, because there's just so much content here and tons of goodies to be earned. So anything else to add, Lauren? Did we miss anything?
I think we covered it all.
Awesome. All right, there you go, guys. That's our review on the Fortnite update. Get in there and go kill some zombies, and happy holidays, everybody, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.
Bye now.